What's going on, brothers and sisters? I'm Brother Tezwan with Out of All Your Boxes, bringing you update video on COVID-19. Today is March the 25th. This will be coming out of the news and what's trending playlist. And then, as I've already stated, the topic today is an update and a by the numbers, basically, on COVID-19 as of today. So please actively share, thoughtfully comment, and definitely subscribe to this channel, and check us out at www.ooayb.org. Again, that's www.ooayb.org. So first thing I'm gonna do, if I can get this list of things, so I'm gonna try to make this a pretty short video, is go over all the numbers, and for global numbers and the United States as of the numbers were put out as of yesterday, which was March the 24th. What I've discovered in my recording this pretty much since this started is that the pandemic actually started, or things started to get out of control on March the 9th. On 3/9, the numbers began to spike. 2 days later, the World Health Organization declared a pandemic on March the 11th. Currently, there's 267,171 total new cases globally since March the 9th. Again, that's 267,171 new cases since March the 9th globally. That is about 2/3 of the cases worldwide. Averaging about 17,811 new cases per day since March the 9th. 12,647 total new deaths globally since March the 9th. 843 new deaths per day since March the 9th. So those are the numbers as it stands starting March the 9th up until March the 24th, so about 15 days. At current rate, since March the 9th, of new cases per day, with 280 days left remaining in the year, global cases at that rate of 17,811 per day will end up being approximately 4,987,080 people infected. So again, if it continues at the current rate of 17,811 by the end of the year, December the 31st, we'll be at 4,987,088 cases, give or take. At current death rate, since March the 9th, of 843 deaths per day globally, with 280 days remaining in the year. At the end of the year globally, we'll be at 236,040 deaths. Alright, so roughly 250,000 people will be dead from COVID-19 at the current rate of 843 deaths per day by the end of the year. So again, that's 236,040 people will be dead approximately if the current death rate continues. Average mortality rate since, and I actually included the entire list since the World Health Organizations have been recording this, is about 3.7%. So the current mortality rate from January the 21st to March the 24th is about 3.07%. Alright, so that's the global numbers. Let's talk about the numbers in the United States. These numbers are all going to be calculated from March the 9th. I did not go back to when the United States started reporting because there was some discrepancy that I saw in the reporting. So the reporting seemed to be a little bit more stable, from March the 9th on. So total new cases in the United States since March the 9th, it's 44,019. If you look at that number, you'll discover that's about 95 to 99% of the total cases in the United States right now. Again, the total new cases in the U.S. since March the 9th is 44,019. All right. So the vast majority of the cases that have been confirmed in the United States has come since March the 9th. The average new cases per day in the U.S. since March the 9th is 2,935. So the average new cases in the U.S. since March the 9th is 2,935. That's pretty astronomical if you ask me. That's a lot of people. Obviously, as testing comes more online, that number may continue to go up. 525 total new deaths in the U.S. since March the 9th. If you check the number, you'll see that's a large percentage of our current number since the March the 9th. So again, not only did the number begin to spike globally on March the 9th, they began to spike quite significantly in the United States on March the 9th as well. So again, that total new deaths in the United States since March the 9th was 525. We're averaging, and I don't want to make anybody feel like this is a good number. It's relative to the way things are calculated. So we're averaging about 35 new deaths in the United States per day since March the 9th. So, I mean, in context, that's actually a small number, which is why I feel like, the president and others are feeling like, things are okay enough to open up the economy, put people back to work, to lift some of the restrictions on social distancing and this plan that they had originally that we're still under. But I wanted to talk about this next point in terms of what's happening, the phenomenon that's happening in the United States right now. The numbers in the U.S. are currently doubling about every 2 days. So as of the 24th, we were sitting at 44,183. So by Friday, if the pattern continues the way that it has, we'll be up over 88,000, if not 100,000 by Friday. And I imagine at that point we probably would have passed China, if not Italy, which is what my projection was at the beginning of the week, that by the end of the week we will have, in terms of cases, have surpassed Italy, and by midweek next week that we would have surpassed China. I said last Wednesday or Thursday that by Thursday of this week, today is Wednesday, that we would be at 50,000 or more. Unfortunately, I don't say this bragging, but it is very much looking like that projection and that prediction is going to come true, where by tomorrow we'll probably be up near 60,000 by tomorrow. So if not today, because the numbers have not come out today yet, they should be out in a little while. So where was I? So again, the numbers are currently doubling every 2 days in the United States. So at the current rate, if unchecked, make sure you understand that, if unchecked, by the end of the 15-day presidential guideline that was put out, I think on the 20, I don't remember what day it was, I think it was the 16th. By the 15-day guideline, the U.S. will have approximately 353 1,464 cases and approximately 4,241 deaths. That's if the numbers continue to double the way they have over the last few days, since the 9th, I should say. If they continue to double the way they have, we'll be at 353,464 cases and approximately 4,241 deaths. If by whatever decision, if the proposed projection by Donald Trump to open back up by Easter goes forward, and again, if things continue to go unchecked and these numbers continue to double as they are, by Easter, in the United States, we'll be looking at approximately 22 million people, almost 23 million people infected with COVID-19 cases, I should say, about 23 million people. 23 million cases of COVID-19 in the United States, and about 271,460 people dead. Again, if the numbers continue to play out the way they are, and the decision to open up America by Easter, and things don't change, we're looking at 271,460 people dead by Easter. Of course, these numbers are worst case scenario, but doesn't seem that the numbers are stopping. In fact, the numbers are, like I said multiple times already, the numbers are doubling literally every 2 days. So let's go back to more realistic numbers based on the numbers we had at the top, the 2935 new cases per day and the 35 deaths per day. So at the 2935 new cases per day in the U.S., if we keep that number with 280 days remaining in the year, we'll be looking at about 822,000 new cases in the United States. So at a rate of 2,935 new cases in the United States, by the end of the year, we'll be looking at 822,000 people or cases in the United States. At the rate of 35 deaths per day, with 290 days or 280 days left in the year, we'll be looking at approximately 9,800 people dead. So again, I think it's probably the 35 and the 9,800 number that the president is looking at. When I watched his video yesterday, he made reference to the flu numbers. He made reference to car crashes, and he made several different references about deaths in the United States. So by comparison, these numbers are very, very small in comparison to the flu numbers. So I think that's why he's leaning, and maybe certain people in his ear saying, hey, we can open the government up, get the economy back on track, get people back to working, and everything will be fine. But I don't think that's the case. When I look at the fact that the numbers are doubling every single day, or not every single day, every 2 days, I think if that decision is made to open the economy and the country back up, I think you will see the worst case scenarios start to kick in, and you'll see people starting to die much more rapidly. And those death numbers in the United States will start to resemble the death numbers in Italy. In terms of the economy, yesterday the stock market had a rally. From what they were saying, it was the largest rally since 1933. I was talking to a friend of mine about this on Monday, projecting that things were going to get really bad, if not even to the point of collapse in terms of the economy. I'm still kind of in that frame of thought. I do think that, from the mindset of you can feed a starving dog, but if that dog is not fed in a month, you'll be coming back finding that dog dead of starvation. So that's pretty much all I got today, guys. I'm probably going to continue to do the videos this way rather than on Facebook alone, because I don't feel like people are getting the message. I don't feel like the information is really getting out there, and I'm always amazed at how, when people see numbers, how it changes their perspective about things. And you know, these numbers, if you want them, I can give them to you. So pretty straightforward. The math is not hard. So once again, actively share, thoughtfully comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm Brother Tezwan. Peace.